Good morning, my darlings, and welcome to my pre-market routine. Child, this is how I like to set myself up pre-market to be prepared to trade for the rest of the day. Now, I pulled up Econo Day. This is the economic calendar that I prefer to look at because it teaches me while I'm on here. You can click on any of the data sets, and if you don't know what it is, it'll break it down for you and explain, the definitions and why we should care about it, etc. Now, the economic calendar, I don't typically look at this every morning because I look at it on Sundays when I'm prepping for the week. And I already wrote out like, okay, this day has this type of data. The Asian session has this type of data. London has this, et cetera, et cetera. So for today, we do have, well, there was some data that dropped during the London session, but I mean, we have consumer sentiment today, but we already know what that is. Down. We already know what that's going to be month over month. So consumer sentiment doesn't really shape the market. Nothing too crazy like that, but we will see some volatility around 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. So if you are not already up to date with an economic calendar, I suggest Forex Factory, Econo Day, the one I'm on here, or Market Watch is cool, but sometimes they be leaving stuff off. So I'm not the biggest fan of Market Watch. But now that we know what economic data could potentially bring some volatility to the market, this is where I'm going in. This is what I typically do every morning, is I start off with Yahoo Finance. Now, it's free to sign up to download the Yahoo Finance app and to get the notifications. It's free. So typically I'm waking up and scrolling my phone's notification saying, okay, 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 this is what's going on. Got it. I know we have that channel in the Discord as well. I'm gonna work on having that. Well, not work on that, will be just stock market uh general news, so it won't be too diluted with all these company news and stuff because we can all download the apps for ourselves. But immediately, the first thing that was on my mind today, the first thing that pops out to me is that Google killed it on their earnings last night. Absolutely killed it on their earnings. It was amazing. They're doing a $70 billion share repurchase, which, my God. Let's go. Let's go, Google. Which it had to come from somewhere because last year during quarter 4, they had announced that they were going to put 70 billion into their AI data centers. So guess we figured out where they were buying it from or where they were getting the money from. So love that. Uh, I'm so over Trump. I can't. I'm just, okay, got it. Seize deals in weeks, backtracking, playing hardball. Got it. The futures slipped as the 3-day rally eases. It is Friday. We do tend to see like a pullback or I guess I'll say like a reversal on Friday of sorts. The summer of revenge travel. Hmm. I actually want to read this because it's kind of like it's on my schedule that I do trade the travel industry around this time, that I start to get into calls. So let me see what this says. The summer of 22 was defined by the notion of revenge travel as consumers tried to make up for time lost during the height of the pandemic. As the summer of 25 approaches, the story is shaping up to make those post-pandemic summers in which everyone went to Italy feel like a meme from another era. American and Southwest Airlines both pulled their outlooks for 25 this week, citing uncertainty that weighed on demand. Period. Because if y'all know, that brings me back on over here to this channel, to mine. Y'all know. I just want the setup. We, I still want United Airlines. I still want it. So that kind of makes me feel, well, not kind of, that makes me feel pretty darn good. Like, okay, okay, okay. Maybe, maybe we will get um, be able to enter into our put debit spread with some ease in there. So I'm excited for that. I'll show y'all my United Airlines chart here in a second. Happy Friday. Delta did the same earlier this month on Wednesday. The Fed's Beige Book report, which moves the market more than you think, was chock full of anecdotes from regional business leaders discussing the obvious caution from consumers that's already starting to weigh on the leisure and hospitality industry. Okay, period. Sounds like we have an opportunity as investors to buy in these industries, especially if we believe in the company. We've done our due diligence on them. We believe in them. And to look for some good setups to trade it down and buy it back up. And then, get into some swings and swing it back up, I should say. Cape Cod restaurant owners experienced a first quarter slowdown in hotel bookings on the Cape for the Cape ain't got nothing to do with me. Travel from Canada declined noticeably. Dude. More broadly, tourism contacts expressed concerns that declining consumer confidence could hurt leisure spending. Large attractions that normally draw international visitors saw a drop in travelers from abroad, particularly Canada, and airports and airlines reported a notable decline in foreign passengers. So I read that last paragraph that I just read out loud. I read that and I say, oh, okay. These airlines about to lose a good chunk of their revenue. Oh, okay. Definitely gives us an insight of it gives us a bias when we go to the charts. Now the chart gonna do what it's gonna do, right? It's gonna tell us what it's gonna tell us. But this article told us, hey, maybe you should check out the airline. Sounds like they're gonna drop and give us a great opportunity to buy at lows if we're interested. So now I'm going to come on bar chart and I clicked under the stocks and I'm going to pre-market trading. And we're able to see that the ES and the Dow are down. NASDAQ is as well. And then what I'm looking at is I just like to look at what's most active. We scroll down and we can see, then it breaks it down and says like, okay, this is what went up. The gainers, it gapped up this morning and the losers gapped down. All right. Even though it has to gap up, gap down, it'd be the same dang list. But let's go up here to the top. We'll start back with the pre-market most active. INTC. So I would write that down. We looked at INTC last Friday too. And that was I didn't take the trade, but I watched it. And I was like, oh, hey, cool. That did exactly what we said. So we might as well go check INTC out because I think the range we were looking at was 1850 to 20. So not like we have to do too much work to get that set up. I was gonna say, I gotta have some pins somewhere. All right. INTC, of course, we'll look at NVIDIA. Please don't make me pull up Tesla today. Please. And I do want to look at BBAI, Big Bear AI Holdings, because I've been buying into them, buying shares, not contracts, but I've been buying shares. And we'll check out Google. The pre-market gainers, none of these tickers too much interest me. But if you're someone who likes to trade the penny stocks or you like to do momentum trading, this gives you a good look of where to start. Intel was a pre-market loser. Oh, not you gap down, Intel. Oh, yeah, the only thing on here, that gap. Now, what did they have going on? So that would make me want to pull it up because why is this microchip down, but this microchip is up? I understand it's, apples and oranges, Intel and NVIDIA, but still, I want to know what's popping with Intel. So I'm going to click on the ticker and scroll down to the NIPS, period. Wall Street ticks lower in pre-market, but still poised for a winning week. We don't care. Intel earnings. Oh, okay, they had earnings. When they even known. Go figure. Is that what somebody just told me in the chat? Earnings, period. Thank you. Okay, cool. If you're interested in reading that, you can go back to that. All right, period. substantial gains. No, they didn't. In Thursdays. Okay, whatever. Now I'm gonna go and check out the futures, the overview. Oof. And this futures market map. Babes, I've been expanding trading like grains and the more so into the financials and everything. I'm not tied to ES and NQ anymore because we don't know what we have going on, but other folk do. So don't sleep on trading soybean. It actually moves very, very, very. I like it. I like how it moves. And it has more of it moves slower than ES, but pays you like ES. I say it like that. Not a fan of gold. Gold is smarter than I am. But yeah, the commodities, the metals, all of this stuff is moving smoother than the indices. So don't ever forget that we have different options out there that we can trade. But yeah, I've loved the currencies is what I meant, not the financials, the currencies and the grains. All right. I just wanted to look and see Bitcoin, man. That makes me want to pull up Mara. Well, honestly, it made me want to pull up coin, but I don't want to get beat up. So if I'm gonna pull up coin, let me pull up Mara. And then I'm gonna write down IBIT because let me check that out. It might be time for me to buy some shares of IBIT, IBIT, which is the ETF for Bitcoin. It's a Bitcoin ETF, I should say. Now I'm clicking on the stocks again and going to the market momentum, and then I'll head to the chart. Now, usually when I'm going through all of this takes me 5 minutes, right? I'm kind of stopping, explaining whatnot, but this usually takes me about 5 minutes. All right. So what I like to look at here is the difference between the new highs and then the new lows, like stocks that made new highs and then stocks that made new lows. Looking at the 5-day, just doing a little, the NASDAQ, new highs. That's the crazy part about it is that the market is making new highs in certain sectors. No, let me take that back. In certain industries, let's get more focused on it. It's fascinating to me. 16 tickers got new 52-week highs. Now, if you're someone who's searching for like a momentum play, this is some information that you could take and flip. Because if a ticker is at new highs, I would expect a retracement to come after that because the target was met, right? And got to its goal. So it's going to start to sell off a little bit. I'm not saying it's going to drop, but if, you could look at that and say, oh, this going to pull back a little bit. Let me see if we get a higher low, and then I'll trade it into a new high from there. Or if it just totally retraces, loses the previous swing low, then you could trade it down. Just to look at lists like this. I'm cool on that. Let's go to the chart. Just what time is it? 7:52. I'm going to start off with ES, which for everyone who was in the tutoring last night, look how now my alert did go off this morning for above it, but immediately after, every candle after it was a bearish candle. So I woke up like around 11. Well, I was already up because I was trying to see if Raising Canaan came on. It didn't. So then I saw this and I was like, nope, won't take that. This did wake me up around 2. I'm usually a light sleeper around 2 a.m., 3 Eastern. But again, the confirmation candle was bearish. I said, oh, okay. And then right here, now I forgot to have an alert set to the downside. I said, well, dang, could have scalped this down right there because that was the move we were waiting for all night. But my expectations are also set because of, how we set this up just yesterday. But to go to the daily, I'll just do SPY because we mapped out ES last night. And I'll do SPY on a clean chart. It is still, it's the same thing. We stuck in this box. This literally made a square. It's literally made a square down here. You know what I'm saying? We stuck in this box. It's the same thing. I am not bullish unless we close the 555 gap. That's it. Until then, we've seen it rejected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Will it reject again today? We'll see. I am not bullish on this. I won't take any move to the upside. I will not be trading calls on this until if and when SPY closes above 555. Until then, has continuously rejected the bottom of this gap. All right. I'm going to respect this 545, 550 as what it's been presenting itself, which is a sell-off range. All right. That's all I got for it. I'm not bullish and I won't trade it to the upside on the lower time frame until the higher time frame tells me. So I trade my time frames in congruence with each other, or as if I say it like that. So if the daily is telling me that it's bullish, I'm only taking bullish moves for a day trade. If the daily is telling me that it's bearish, I'm only taking bearish moves for a day trade. If the daily is showing me that we're consolidating, I be minding my business. I like to mind my business. And I think I know actually that's what's helped me with multi-time frame analysis. I don't sit there and analyze and say, oh, the daily is bullish, and then go down to the 5 minute and try to trade puts. Baby, I confused myself. No. So I trade the same direction on all time frames and I'll wait for that move to give me that. So here on the daily, we dropped down. All I did was just mark off the candle body highs and then the bottom of the gap. And so again, it's this 545 to 550. That is a major supply zone. Major, major, major supply zone. We come down to the 15-minute time frame. Oh, oh, ghetto. Oh, child, the ghetto. Put your shoes on. We finna go find you a home, honey. All right, so here on the 15, pushing right into this. Babes, I don't want nothing to do with it. I just simply don't want anything to do with it. And I would wait for it to this here, this level here. I was gonna call it the swing low, but that's not. We're just gonna go with this. This 539. Let's see, what is this low? 539.53. That's cool. 539.50 is when I would go bearish. I know, I know, I know. You might be sitting here thinking like, wait, but what if it rejects here and then it works its way down to 539.50? You're not going to take that? No. Mm-mm. I'm going to see if it's going to make a higher low first, right? I want to see what price reacting here. And if today it goes above here, me personally, I won't be taking it. You won't see me call it out. But you know this range we got in here. And it's, as much as we've rejected this gap, it's not going to be a smooth ride the first time that it goes in there. So make sure that, you just got your mind right for the 550 into the 555. So make sure you got your mind right and what type of trades it is that you have to take playing into a major rejection zone, supply zone, sell side liquidity, whatever you want to call it. It get nasty up there. So be careful, okay? Why are we looking at this? I'm referring to the first chart. ES, because it was the futures that was the exact chart that we were looking at last night. It was the exact chart that we were looking at last night during tutoring. Now, where is June? Oh, your finger is on it, right? This is what we had set up. And look at that beautiful rejection. Look at that beautiful rejection. It just didn't happen last night. But who remembers what I said about the Thursday Asian session if you were in last night? Who remembers what I said about why I did not expect to take a move? If it came, it came, but why I did not expect to actually be able to take a move. You see what it's doing pre-market here as well. Now, this is an easy method for my babes. We know what our directional bias is. We know what it is that we're watching. Let me just give you what you want. I'm going to show you this very easy method. We're going to turn on our extended trading hours and we're going to mark off the pre-market high and low. And then that is the range that you play for, that's the range that you would play for today. We also want to mark off the after hours high and low, which I mean, this is the after hours high, which look, that's kind of like where pre-market is finding some resistance at. The orange is pre-market, sunrise. The blue is after hours, nighttime, right? So this level, well, here I'll make them. There we go. Now we match. And then, I mean, I'm not gonna hold y'all. When the levels be this close to each other, I don't typically place them there because I can understand that that's a ghost zone. I wouldn't try to, because this was the after hours high, but this is the pre-market high. I would not try to catch a move between 549.36 and 550.19, right? So to me, that's an entire range where it just says, just wait for it to break the pre-market high, pull back and hold, and then that is a move that we could take from there. So let's say that well, since it's right here, we got to go here first. So let's say we get a breakdown from the pre-market lows. Taking this initial move, I'm not going to discount it if you're a scalper. Okay. But also, there's no confirmation that this pre-market low is indeed the ceiling now. You're going to have to wait for it to pop back up and retest this. And then we know what to do because it's either going to come back above and then your game plan is to trade it into the pre-market highs, or it's going to reject and then your game plan is going to be that this is going to come on down and fill the gap as it's been doing, right? Down here to the 536. Most important thing that I can say is you have to wait. You have to wait. You have to wait because this first leg is not confirmation. How many higher highs and higher lows do we need in order for it to be a trend? How many higher highs and higher lows do we need? I enjoy quizzing y'all and not giving you the answer until y'all respond. Two, period. You get a something, you get a something, and you get a something. Okay? Now, this, what I just showed y'all, marking off the pre-market highs and lows, babes, use it on all of them things. All the tickers, all of them. Why not? This is a cool method, gives you a nice range. And then doing this, if you trade the orb strategy or you trade the previous like range candles strategy, whatever it is, this will work in your favor. This will work in your favor. Just make sure that once we break, whether to the upside or below, that you wait for it to pull back and confirm that that level flip from being the ceiling or the floor, whatever it is. That makes sense? That makes sense. Now, I know some of y'all might be thinking, well, what if this breaks below and I go ahead and get in and then I put my stop loss here? Okay, well, I mean, you're just giving yourself a 50-50 chance. And that doesn't quite make sense to me, when you could give yourself a high probable entry, we're just waiting to see, is this the ceiling? Is this the floor? The third move will pay you. The first move is a gamble because that second move might not go in your favor. It might, but it might not. And then you might be thinking, well, I'll just stop myself out before I lose everything. When you could have just waited for that third move and then you wouldn't have lost anything because you had confirmation and clarity. Yeah, period. I know. Did I just yell at somebody? I just yelled at somebody. I'm sorry. Was that loud? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but you probably needed to hear it. I am not bullish. Until I see a daily close above 555 and I refuse to trade it to the I'm not trading this to the upside until it closes above 555 because you just no. But I will trade the reject if we get that reject of the like between 545, 550. Correction is love too. Correction is love. You must wait, my babes. You must wait. And if you love the trend line, the hourly does have a beautiful trend line here. Just remember that the institutions know we love the trend line as much as we do. So what do we have to do with the trend line? You also got to wait for confirmation. We don't enter the first time that it breaks below because odds are it was probably going to end up being like a liquidity sweep, which is simply meaning that all of us had an order set here at this trend line saying, and an alert set, all this stuff saying, oh, if this breaks below 544 and it comes below, get out my face, and it comes below this trend line, I'm going to get puts. And if the trillionaires know that, right, what do you think they're going to have set down here? Some traps to eat up our entries and to make us get, and then they're gonna buy it back up so we get stopped out. Whether they buying it back up to push it back to the highs or they buying it back up just to do another reject and come back down, we won't know unless we wait for that third move. Okay. I'm done. Okay. So we love trend lines. Just remember that the institutions know we love trend lines. So there's absolutely price will be attracted to them. There's absolutely going to be liquidity at the trend lines, all that good stuff. You just got to make sure that you only scalp the first move. So that might be like a 2 minute trade, 2 to 5 minute trade. And just the real power comes after the retracement and the confirmation, retest, whatever the frick y'all want to call it. But now let's go and look at hmm? Oh, INTC. Let's see. Trying to, what layout did I have that on? I think it was this one. Yeah. Let's see if we can trade the same contracts with the same game plan. No, this hit them levels. Obviously, I didn't take it, as we see. But let's see, I wrote that the last target was the 2145, which it got to yesterday, and then this nasty little drop down. So we were looking at below 1975, targeting 1930, shoot. Child, same levels. There you go. Same levels. Loves it. Loves it. And sitting right here at that level. At that 19, I'll just say 20, sitting right there. Below 1975, I would be targeting 1930, 1850. If it does hold, yeah, you'd really want it to fill this gap. Okay, that's what well, no, so you're gonna want above 2054, not 2015. We'll even go 2055. I'm a rounder. Hmm. Not the 15 put though, not on a Friday with zero DTEs. Like if you do get a zero DTE, I'm pulling up the option chain to look at it. That 15 put is too far out of the money on a Friday. And this only tends to move $1.42 in a day from the high to the low. So let's see. That 18 put, yeah. I'm not mad at the 18 put at all, actually. Now, right now it's showing that it's 4 cent premium. It's I'm pretty sure we know that's going to be more expensive when it does open back up because how far this dropped down. But that 18 put just immediately. I love the Greeks. I love the Greeks. And if you can buy in the money, I suggest buying in the money, or especially because it is affordable. I would, me personally, I'd go that 22 put in the money. I know, because you're just gonna be protected. I know. Maybe even the 20 put, but that would be let me take that back. The 20 put for sure, for sure. For sure. The 20 put. Because when you compare the delta, which is 21 cents, to the gamma, which is 13 cents, yeah, the theta is $1.10. Got it. The contract expires in 6 hours. Got it. All of the theta is going to be expensive. But the delta comparative to the gamma, so delta is gives our premium, it's our paycheck. It's the paycheck to the premium, where the gamma is the holiday bonus to your premium. So to see those, period. I like that. 13 cents added to every 21 cents. Yeah, I like that. So we're gonna go to 20 put if you trade. And I'm probably gonna call this one out today, y'all. Not gonna lie, because this one's just pretty simple. So I'll probably be calling out INTC. Let's look at, I'm gonna pull up Mara since I talked way too long, and y'all can go ahead and put if you have a ticker request that you want me to look at. But if you put the ticker in there, tell me if you're asking me for a swing or a day trade. Because if I see the ticker, I'm going up to the daily and the weekly. We might mess around and be on the 3 month. So if you're looking for a day trade specifically, analysis for it, let me know. Because I'll peep at the daily and go down to the hourly to get prepared for that. But I'm going to go to Mara. But INTC, for sure, for sure. This the one thing that I got on my chart. I swear, this the one level that I have on this chart is this 1412, and it's been tickling it all week. All week it's been tickling it. Okay, we went up. We going up. I want Mara above 1460 though, right? Break these new highs. And I would believe in that from the 1460, and I traded into 1527, which you can make that you can do that today. Right? But it would have to break the highs first, candle body highs. So I say that. So Mara above 1460 into that 1528. I want that so flipping freaking bad. Now, if we break the lows from yesterday, which was around 13, well, let me just say the low of yesterday was 1386, then my target would be to scale it on down to the 1274, which it can also make that range today as well, or make that move today as well. I like this, but my bias is to the upside. Not gonna hold you. Y'all see what Bitcoin doing. My bias is to the upside, which before I forget, actually we're gonna put this into the dividends. Ah, load up on shares of Coney today. Y'all go ahead and buy Coney. Catch the rip up and being able to get into the next payout. This is a great low, which we was already buying it. We definitely caught it down there in the $6 range, but let's come on, because now it's done got to the previous swing low. Next up is, are we gonna knock out the previous swing high? Which more than likely that's what's gonna happen again. We see what's going on with Bitcoin. We're gonna be able to catch the increase in the dividend payout. So load on up on Kone. Who are these people? Oh, INTC. Come on, girl, get it together. I was like, who are they? What a gap down, right? Woo, splitting that gap. I bet if we measured it, that was like the 50% of that gap too. So fascinating. Palantir. Let's see. I forget which layout will be the less confusing. Okay, period. This one. La 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 la. la, 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 la. I was, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just happy because it reached my target yesterday. Now I'm continuing my bullish and I'll get back in on a bullish note if we get a close above 112. If we see today that it rejects this 108, then I'm looking to trade it back down towards the 100. Eh, yeah, this one's pretty gosh darn simple. Pretty simple, pretty simple. Now, I'm not going to discount trading it from this 108 into the 112, like the top of that gap there. I won't, simply just because we took this once we got our second higher low and second higher high. The trend was intact. So we traded that up from there. So I'm cool with waiting for this to clear that gap to the upside for myself. Now, for if we looking for, you didn't tell me if there was a day trade or a swing trade. Oh, swing. Okay. So we go back up here to the daily. Period. You get that daily close above 112 into the 125. If it rejects this 108 or it gets to the 112 and rejects there, trade it back down to the 101. What is the risk of having high yield dividend shares like Coney that you're going to get paid high dividends? No. Ask me that inside the academy. I'll tell you for sure, but just no. Mm-mm. It also depends on what account you put them in. I highly suggested to y'all that the dividend investing that we do this year, it might have been after you came home. I don't know. But after the dividend investing, all the dividend investing we do this year should go inside of your IRA because we're having an opportunity to invest in growth companies at major lows. That's the type of stuff that you put in your Roth IRA. You do not put that in your retirement account because you're going to get taxed. And the larger the gain, the less desire I have to be taxed. You feel me? So when I buy on dips, I'm buying in my Roth IRA because I'm not taxed on the capital gains. Y'all feel me? Now we just had a little tax strategies breakdown, but y'all feel me? One for yes, two for no. Anything that you buy at a low with the expectations that it's about to go all the way back up, I would like to not be taxed on that. So it goes into my Roth IRA. But ask me in the Academy channel and I'll break it down for you for sure. Well, shoot, did you not take tax strategies for investors? You took the whole dang roster other than that. I love picking on the men in here because what y'all gonna do? Beat me up? Oh, shoot, I'm recording. Fitty, remind me to delete that last part. Edit that out before I upload it. But all right, babes, that's what I have for you guys. Do y'all need anything from me today? Do y'all need anything? Mentees need anything? We do have Capital Hill. His name is TJ. He will be in with the mentees tomorrow. I think we settled on 10:30, 10. Ugh, let me see. Oh, aren't you in here? What's 10:30? 10:30 Eastern. So I will post that Zoom link in the mentee chat. And then once he gets past my mentees, then I will introduce him to the Academy students. Once the mentees sign off on him tomorrow, then I'll introduce him to the Academy students. And once the Academy students meet him, then I will introduce him to the home. But he's someone that I've been yeah, if you know, you know. I stalk people before I introduce them to y'all. So I actually really enjoy his method, and y'all know I hate men. So what groups training do you offer the academy? DM me. I don't want to board. Well, they'll hop off if they don't want it. Oh, I didn't mean to pause my screen. I thought I paused the recording.